Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Indonesian ebook before it's gone.
Halo semua, saya Vira. Tahun baru yang jatuh pada tanggal 1 Januari adalah hari yang menandai pergantian tahun Masehi di Indonesia. Sama dengan negara-negara lain, tahun baru di Indonesia juga dirayakan dengan berbagai cara. Dalam video kali ini, kita akan mengetahui berbagai cara orang merayakan tahun baru di Indonesia. Tahukah Anda berapa kali dalam semalam bangsa Indonesia melakukan hitung mundur menjelang tahun yang baru? Saya akan memberitahu Anda jawabannya di akhir pelajaran ini. Di malam menjelang pergantian tahun, orang Indonesia suka keluar dari rumah, memenuhi jalan, atau berkumpul di pusat keramaian. Ada juga yang suka berkonvoi. Kemacetan jalan sering tak terelakkan. Di Jakarta, jalan sekitar bundaran Hotel Indonesia tidak lagi bisa dilewati kendaraan karena dipenuhi orang nongkrong. Pantai Ancol juga menjadi tempat favorit untuk menunggu detik pergantian tahun. Di Yogyakarta, Malioboro disukai sebagai tempat nongkrong sambil makan gudeg. Trompet laris manis di malam tahun baru. Begitu tahun berganti, suara trompet pun membahana. Sebagian masyarakat lainnya juga merayakan pergantian tahun dengan kegiatan spiritual. Mereka berkumpul di rumah bersama keluarga untuk berdoa. Umat Kristiani membuka tahun yang baru dengan ibadah di gereja. Pergantian tahun Masehi terutama penting bagi penganut agama Kristen. Sebagian keluarga memiliki kebiasaan untuk berkumpul bersama keluarga dan sanak saudara, makan dan berdoa bersama saat pergantian tahun. Keesokan harinya, tahun baru dibuka dengan misa atau kebaktian di gereja. Beragam paket acara tutup tahun juga ditawarkan oleh hotel-hotel atau tempat wisata dengan harga yang cukup merogoh kocek. Tapi keceriaan yang lebih hemat juga bisa ditemukan di lapangan kosong bersama sajian musik dangdut yang dibawakan organ tunggal dan seorang penyanyi wanita. Bersama organ tunggal ini, masyarakat berjoget dangdut sampai pagi hari sambil menikmati penganan khas malam hari semacam gorengan, kopi tubruk, dan wedang jahe yang disediakan para pedagang kaki lima. Selain Tahun Baru Masehi, negara Indonesia juga memperingati beberapa tahun baru lainnya secara nasional. Hal ini dikarenakan ada beberapa agama yang hidup di Indonesia dan agama-agama tersebut menganut kalender yang berbeda dari kalender Masehi. Nah, sekarang saya beritahu jawabannya ya. Tahukah Anda berapa kali dalam semalam bangsa Indonesia melakukan hitung mundur menjelang tahun yang baru? Jawabannya 3 kali. Indonesia memiliki 3 wilayah waktu yang berbeda. Jakarta, ibu kota negara, berada di wilayah waktu yang paling akhir memasuki tahun yang baru. Bagaimana? Apa Anda bisa menemukan hal baru yang menarik? Bagaimana dengan pergantian tahun di negara Anda? Ada yang mirip dengan yang dilakukan orang Indonesia? Silakan tinggalkan komentar Anda di indonesianpod101.com. Sampai jumpa di pelajaran berikutnya.
Wait! Before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Indonesian PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Halo, jumpa lagi dengan saya, Blanca. Hello, here again with me, Blanca. Today, I'm going to tell you all about body gestures that is common and useful in Indonesia. The Indonesian culture is rich, colorful, and diverse. Immersing yourself in this many culture of Indonesian can be an unforgettable experience. Let's make sure that this unforgettable experience becomes a happy one, not a nightmare. Learning the language is important, but before we perfected our verbal skill, this non-verbal language can help us greatly to make the situation hospitable. The following guide will make you sound more Indonesian in manner and recognize some of the most used gestures. Here are some common gestures that I'm going to tell you today. Greetings, handshake, welcoming, pointing, walking past people, thumb or thumbs up, apology, piece of cake, money, and be quiet. And here are some negative gestures. Crazy,
Stupid.
fed up, poor you. Let's break it down one by one. Let's get started with greetings. There are three types of greetings in Indonesia. The first one is formal or most common. Simply say hello with your right palm up front side and slightly wave. Hello, 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 hello. The second one is casual. You can use this with your friend or people you've met more than 2 or 3 times. Hey, hey. You can add apa kabar to sound more Indonesian and warm. Hey, apa kabar? Hey, apa kabar? The third one is the intimate greeting. In Indonesia, we have this term called cipika cipiki. That is short for cium pipi kanan, cium pipi kiri, which means kiss right and kiss left cheek. Here, you're not really kissing the cheeks, but slightly put your cheek against your friend or family member. These are used for family member or some friends that you're intimate with. Handshake. Let me tell you the 4 types of handshakes in Indonesia. The first one is formal. Berjabat tangan. Berjabat tangan. Berjabat tangan. Handshake. Shake the other person's hand with your right hand. Not too firm, not too soft. The second type of handshake is the polite Indonesian style. Salaman. Salaman. Handshake. Like the formal one, shake the other person's hand with your right hand. After finish, take your right hand and put it in your heart for 1 or 2 seconds. This means that you put your new acquaintance to your heart. The third style of handshake, the no touch. Simply bring your palms together in front of your chest and offer it to the other person. Slightly bow to emphasize. With this gesture, you can say your name to introduce yourself or say any greetings that is relevant with the event. Blanca. Selamat ya. Terima kasih. This could be useful if you see the other person is the opposite sex and he or she did not offer his or her hand first, which could mean they do not wish for a physical contact. For example, you can see this commonly used in a big event such as wedding party. Indonesian wedding parties invite more than 100 guests, and the bride and groom and the parents should handshake all of their guests. So this no-touch handshake style is used. Terima kasih. Selamat datang. Selamat menikmati. Terima kasih. The fourth style of handshake is the intimate and full respect. Salim. Salim. Handshake. Salim. Take the respected person's right hand and bring it to your mouth while slightly bow and kiss it. Or you can bring it to your nose or forehead. Salim, the intimate and full respect handshake, is commonly used for respected family members such as parents and the elderly. Welcoming. There are 3 types of welcoming that I would like to tell you. The first one is the formal one. Formal welcoming. Selamat datang. Welcome. Selamat datang. Welcome. With your right palm gesturing to your open door or space that you wish your guest to go to, while saying, Selamat datang. the casual one. Silakan. 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 Silahkan. Silahkan. The third one is super polite. Super polite welcoming. Make a thumb up with your right hand and point to the direction that you wish your guests to go to. Selamat datang. Silakan masuk. Selamat datang. Pointing. Please remember, do not point your index finger, especially to another person. This could be offensive. This could work for an object or something or someplace that is far away. There's two types of pointing. The common one is to use your right palm and direct it to the other person. Ini Rina. Ini Budi. Ini manajer hotel. Ini ibu guru Indonesia. The second type of pointing is super polite. Again, make a thumb up with your right hand and point to the direction or someone. Ini ibu guru Rina. Ini manajer hotel Bapak Budi. Walking past people. If you're in the situation where you have to pass through some people that is on your way, you have to make this body gesture. Walking past people. Slightly bow your body and put your right hand in front of you and walk while saying, permisi. 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 Excuse me. Thumb or thumbs up. Acungan jempol. Acungan jempol. Acungan jempol. This means this is a good thing, great, excellent, or could show that your food is delicious. Bagus. Hebat. Bagus. Hebat. Enak. Mantap. Bagus. Hebat. Enak. Mantap. Next is to say apology. Apology. To say you're sorry, simply bring your palms together in front of your chest and say, maaf. 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 Maaf ya. Can you guess what that body gesture means? Can you guess what that body gesture means? Right. That is to mean something is a piece of cake. Easy. Or as Indonesian, we make this hand gesture while saying, kecil. Small. Kecil. Put your thumb and index finger together and simply flick. This gesture accompanies the phrase, masalah itu kecil sekali sampai bisa disentil. Masalah itu kecil sekali sampai bisa disentil. That problem is so easy to handle. It's like flicking away a speck of dust. Money. Uang. 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 Money. Uang. 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 Uang dong. Put your thumb and index finger and middle finger and rub it slowly. Uang. Minta uang dong. Uang. Shh. Jangan berisik. Shh. Jangan berisik. Be quiet. Put your index finger in front of your mouth and say, shh. Shh. Jangan berisik. Shh. Jangan berisik. Be quiet. Be quiet. Here are 4 negative gestures that is most common in Indonesia. crazy. Gila. Gila. Crazy. Put your index finger in front of your forehead, slightly tilted. Gila. Gila. Even without saying the word, if you make this gesture to the other person, they surely understand that you think they are crazy. Point the side of your forehead and poke slightly a few times, with your eyes and eyebrows slightly raised to the other person, as means to say non-verbally. Pikir pakai otak, bukan pakai dengkul. Pikir pakai otak, bukan pakai dengkul. Think with your brain, not with your knee. Can you guess what that means? This is non-verbally saying that you are fed up or tired about something that is happening over and over again, or that the situation is never ever change. Capek deh. Capek deh. That means tired. This could be useful to say to your best friend about the same situation that he or she again and again fall into. Capek deh. Poor you. Kasian deh lo. Kasihan deh lo. Poor you. Bring up your index finger and wave it slightly from right to left, from up to down while making this gesture. Kasian deh lo. Kasian deh lo. Poor you. This gesture is the Indonesian equivalent of the bring out the violence or poor pitiful you that lends the phrase of a sarcasm. Kasian deh lo. And that's a wrap. That was 18 most common body gestures and 4 negatives non-verbal. That is enough to make you move like an Indonesian. Remember, always do it with your right hand and smile on your face. Basically, Indonesian people are well known for its warm and relaxed personality, and they will welcome you in a second. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one you find most funny or unusual. And remember, If you want to speak Indonesian, learn the fastest, easiest, and most fun way. Go to indonesianpod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account right now. See you next time. Sampai jumpa lagi.
Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.
Halo semua, saya Vira. Perayaan Natal atau Hari Kelahiran Yesus Kristus dirayakan hampir di seluruh bagian dunia tanggal 25 Desember. Begitu pula Indonesia. Tradisi pasang pohon Natal, menghias rumah, ziarah ke makam leluhur, saling mengunjungi keluarga adalah tradisi yang dilakukan semua umat Kristen di semua daerah di Indonesia. Dalam video kali ini, kita akan melihat penyambutan Natal secara besar-besaran di provinsi dengan mayoritas penduduk beragama Kristen. Berapa persen dari populasi Indonesia yang merayakan Natal? Saya akan memberitahu Anda jawabannya di akhir pelajaran ini. Selama bulan Desember, pemerintah Kota Manado, Sulawesi Utara, mengadakan safari Natal. Selama safari Natal, mereka mengunjungi ibadah di kota-kota yang berbeda untuk bersilaturahmi dengan masyarakat. Sebagai persiapan menjelang Natal, warga Manado juga melakukan pawai kota dan melakukan tradisi menjenguk kuburan keluarga. Kuburan keluarga dibersihkan dan dihias dengan lampu Natal. Kemeriahan Natal ini berakhir pada minggu pertama Januari dengan tradisi kunci tahun, yaitu pawai keliling kampung dengan mengenakan kostum-kostum lucu atau mengangkat tema sosial tertentu. Di Sulawesi Selatan, di Tanah Toraja, pemerintah daerahnya mengadakan Lovely December, sebuah festival budaya dan pariwisata tahunan. Acara dimulai sejak awal Desember, ditandai oleh pemotongan kerbau belang. Dalam rangkaian festival, terdapat pula karnaval, bazar Natal, kontes kerbau, pentas seni, pameran, kerajinan tangan, dan pameran kuliner. Festival ini mencapai puncaknya pada tanggal 26 Desember dengan arak-arakan yang disebut letoan. Letoan adalah kontes mengarak babi dengan simbol-simbol budaya suku Toraja. Di Kampung Tugu, sebuah area yang terletak di Jakarta, penduduk setempat melakukan rabo-rabo, yaitu tradisi warisan keturunan tentara Portugis yang menetap di Jakarta. Tidak persis di hari Natal, melainkan tepat di awal tahun. Penduduk akan berkunjung ke rumah-rumah sambil menyanyikan lagu-lagu dengan irama keroncong. Lagu-lagu yang dibawakan adalah lagu-lagu Natal. Yang unik, orang yang baru dikunjungi akan ikut berkunjung sambil bernyanyi ke rumah orang yang berikutnya. Mengirim hantaran merupakan tradisi orang Indonesia di saat mengadakan perayaan. Di waktu Idul Fitri, umat Islam biasa mengirim hantaran berupa ketupat kepada tetangga. Di waktu Natal, umat Kristen akan mengirim hantaran balasan yang berupa kue-kue kering. Nah, sekarang saya beritahu jawabannya ya. Berapa persen dari populasi Indonesia yang merayakan Natal? Jawabannya, hampir 10% populasi Indonesia beragama Kristen. Jadi hanya beberapa tempat saja yang melakukan perayaan besar-besaran. Bagaimana? Apa Anda bisa menemukan hal baru yang menarik? Bagaimana tradisi merayakan Natal di tempat Anda berasal? Silakan tinggalkan komentar Anda di indonesianpod101.com. Sampai jumpa di pelajaran berikutnya.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, can busy people actually learn a language? You yourself probably have an answer to this question, right? But whether you can or can't actually has a bit more to do with your mindset than anything else. And in this guide, you'll discover 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Talking Online PDF cheat sheet. Learn the must-know internet slang and all the internet-related vocab and phrases in your target language with this PDF cheat sheet. And second, the 40 words and phrases for ordering food writing workbook. With this free resource, you'll pick up must-know words and phrases for the restaurant and practice writing them out as well. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Can busy people actually learn a language? Part 1. Is it possible for busy people to learn a language and the mindset needed? So, can busy people actually learn a language? What do you think? Leave us a comment and let us know. As much as we want to say yes, it's more of a yes or no depending on the person. Why yes? Yes, because many of our members are busy and are learning with our system. And some of you who are watching also fall into this camp. But it also depends on the person because it's more of a mindset thing. Either you think you have time or you don't. For example, many of our members fall into the group of can learn and can find the time, even if they're busy. If you're busy and still want to learn, if you look around, you can always find 5 or 10 minutes a day, like on a commute. Now, if your mindset is the opposite, if you think you can't learn a language or you don't have time, you won't even try, even if you had a resource that was proven to work. Part 2. Mental bandwidth, the one thing that can make or break your language goals. And if you think about it, if you had all the time in the world but felt like you couldn't learn a language, you wouldn't try either. Again, this is why it comes down to the mindset and why it all depends on each individual person. Either you think you can or you think you can't. But it may not always be this black and white either. It can also depend on your mental bandwidth too. Think back to your school days, those few days before exams. It got really busy and you had to stop everything to study, right? You were probably thinking, if I can just get through studying this week and take the test, then next week I can finally start relaxing and doing other things. And if someone asked you if you wanted to hang out, you would say no, because you're busy. But chances are you still managed to spend at least 30 minutes on YouTube or social media. Meaning you did have some time, even if you were busy. But the test was occupying your mind and taking up all that bandwidth. So it's also possible that we just don't have the mental bandwidth because we're overwhelmed. And this is a genuine reason for not being able to learn when you're busy. Don't worry, in the next part, we'll show you how to get some bandwidth so that you don't feel overwhelmed. Part 3. 5 mindset tricks to make time for language. So if you've gotten this far, you understand that it is possible to start learning a language, even if you're busy, that you can find the time, but it mostly comes down to your mindset. So how can you develop the mindset? So when you're too busy, it feels like you're overwhelmed and like you don't have control of your time. Well, there are a few things you can do to gain some control of your time, have some breathing room, and learn a bit of language. First, always set small, measurable goals. This is something that we talk a lot about here. For example, learn for 10, 15, or 20 minutes every day. Learn 100 words in 1 month, which means learning 3 to 4 words a day. And the mindset behind this is just being realistic with your goals and what you can do. Because if you're busy, you may not have 1 or 2 hours. And this is a strict rule, especially when starting out with new goals and languages. Always stick to small, measurable goals. Second, lowering your goals and expectations is okay when things get super busy. If you couldn't learn all 100 words for the month and only got up to 40 or 60, that's okay. If you tried learning on Monday and Tuesday but skipped Wednesday and Thursday, that's okay. Sometimes you have to shift priorities, and prioritizing things is a secret to a successful life. You may not get to the goal you wanted to achieve today, but you can get to it next week. Third, it's okay to put language on pause if life gets in the way. Just like with that last point, you can always come back and reach your goal a little later. We often see learners put language on pause, come back later. Some even come back years later. But the key is to come back. Fourth, avoid the all-or-nothing mindset at all costs. And an all-or-nothing mindset is something you'll see in beginners and perfectionists. When you have this mindset, you'll say, language learning requires hours, so there's no point in learning for a few minutes today. But something is better than nothing, and even 5 to 10 minutes of review adds up in the grand scheme. And in the grand scheme, it's more important to be consistent, even if it's just for a minute a day, rather than study for hours once a week. The brain just doesn't work that way. Fifth, do you have a slowdown or relaxing routine that you do on the weekends or whenever you have free time? And if you didn't do it, you'd feel overwhelmed? Leave us a comment and let us know what it is. For some, it could be reading, watching TV, or going to a cafe and doing nothing for a bit. You're there on your own, you don't have much to do in front of you, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. And if you're settled, you start feeling in control. And that's the point you have some mental bandwidth. You can start doing some time management and plan your week out. You can put in a few minutes of language learning. But if you don't slow down and if you feel overwhelmed, you could have the easiest possible way to learn a language. And you still wouldn't do it. So, back to you. If you were busy, do you think you'd be able to learn a language? Leave us a comment. So, thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Do you record yourself speaking your target language? If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Wait! Before we start, do you want a bundle of 30 printable Indonesian PDF cheat sheets? Teaching you words and phrases for conversations for free? Then click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get access.
Halo, jumpa lagi dengan saya, Blanca. Apakah kamu tahu bagaimana kegiatan sehari-hari hidup di Jakarta sebagai seorang pekerja kantoran? Apakah bedanya kebiasaan orang Jakarta dengan orang di kota-kota lain? Hari ini saya akan bagi cerita tentang satu hari bersama Budi. One day with Budi.
Satu hari bersama Budi. One day with Budi. A day in the life of an Indonesian.
Dengarkan baik-baik ya. Di akhir cerita, saya akan kasih kuis. Jam 4.30 dini hari, Budi terbangun oleh jam weker yang berbunyi kencang. Selesai salat subuh, Budi mandi dan bersiap untuk pergi bekerja. Budi mengendarai motor bebek selama 1,5 jam untuk pergi ke tempat kerja. Sampai di kantor, Budi sarapan bubur ayam gerobak di pinggir jalan. Dari jam 8 pagi sampai jam 5 sore, Budi bekerja di kantor sebagai seorang staf administrasi. Setelah jam pulang kantor, Budi biasanya bertemu dengan teman-temannya untuk main futsal atau sekedar kumpul-kumpul di tempat tongkrongan sambil menunggu jam macet berlalu. Nah, saya kasih kuis ya. Pertanyaan nomor 1. Jam berapa Budi bangun? A. Jam 4.30. B. Jam 8 pagi. C. 1,5 jam. Pertanyaan kedua, apa yang Budi makan di pagi hari? A. Bubur ayam. B. Gerobak. C. Salad subuh. Pertanyaan ketiga, apa pekerjaan Budi? A. Staf akunting. B. Staf administrasi. C. Manajer hotel. Ingat baik-baik jawaban kamu. Jawaban yang benar akan saya kasih tahu di akhir cerita. Oke, sekarang saya akan baca cerita tadi perlahan-lahan. Jam 4.30 dini hari, Budi terbangun oleh jam weker yang berbunyi kencang. Selesai salat subuh, Budi mandi dan bersiap untuk pergi bekerja. Budi mengendarai motor bebek selama 1,5 jam untuk pergi ke tempat kerja. Sampai di kantor, Budi sarapan bubur ayam gerobak di pinggir jalan. Dari jam 8 pagi sampai jam 5 sore, Budi bekerja di kantor sebagai seorang staf administrasi. Setelah jam pulang kantor, Budi biasanya bertemu teman-temannya untuk main futsal atau sekedar kumpul-kumpul di tempat tongkrongan sambil menunggu jam macet berlalu. Sekarang kita cek jawaban yang benar dari pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang tadi. Pertanyaan yang pertama, jam berapa Budi bangun? Jawaban yang benar adalah A. Jam 4.30. Pertanyaan kedua, apa yang Budi makan di pagi hari? Jawaban yang benar adalah A. Bubur ayam. Yang ketiga, apa pekerjaan Budi? Jawaban yang benar adalah B. Staf administrasi. Mari kita bahas kosakata-kosakata dalam cerita tadi. Jam 4.30 dini hari, Budi terbangun oleh jam weker yang berbunyi kencang. Jam weker. Jam weker. Jam weker is basically an alarm clock. Selesai sholat subuh, Budi mandi dan bersiap untuk pergi bekerja. Salat subuh. Salat subuh adalah doa yang dilakukan umat Islam sebelum matahari terbit. Di Indonesia, 80% orang beragama Islam. Mereka berdoa 5 kali sehari. Budi mengendarai motor bebek selama 1,5 jam untuk pergi ke tempat kerja. Motor bebek. Motor bebek. This means a motorcycle. Kendaraan beroda 2 yang banyak digunakan oleh orang Indonesia untuk bepergian. Sampai kantor, ia sarapan bubur ayam gerobak di pinggir jalan. Sarapan. Sarapan. Sarapan adalah makan pagi or breakfast. Bubur ayam. Bubur ayam. Rice porridge with chicken, and it usually comes with a lot of toppings on top. Pinggir jalan. Pinggir jalan. Sidewalk. Setelah jam pulang kantor, Budi biasanya bertemu teman-temannya untuk main futsal atau sekedar kumpul-kumpul di tempat tongkrongan sambil menunggu jam macet berlalu. Jam pulang kantor. Jam pulang kantor. Off work time. Tempat tongkrongan. Tempat tongkrongan. Hangout area. Tempat tongkrongan is basically means an area or a place where you hang out with your friends for a couple of hours. It could be in a coffee shop. It could be a cafe indoor with air conditioner. It could be outside on the sidewalk like a street food vendor place, or just probably at someone's house that is comfortable for you to hang out for a few hours. Tempat tongkrongan. Jam macet. Jam macet. Traffic rush hour. Nah, itu tadi cerita si Budi dan beberapa kosakata seperti sarapan, motor bebek, pinggir jalan, tempat tongkrongan, dan lain-lain yang bisa membantu kamu mengerti lebih dalam tentang kehidupan sehari-hari di Indonesia. Hebat! Kamu mendengarkan cerita hari ini dan menjawab kuis dengan baik. Bagaimana? Apa cerita hari ini menarik? Apa hal-hal baru yang membuat kamu kaget atau bingung? Tulis di kolom komen ya. Keep practicing Indonesian. And remember, go to indonesianpod101.com and sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Sampai jumpa lagi.
Now that you're finished with this lesson, don't forget, as a free bonus, you get over 30 conversation cheat sheets, but only if you sign up via the link in the description. You'll learn how to have flowing conversations and how to answer the most common questions. You can also print out these colorful cheat sheets to keep as physical study material. So don't miss out on this free gift. Click the link in the description and sign up for a free lifetime account to get your PDF cheat sheets.
Halo semua, saya Vira. Setiap tahunnya di sekitar awal Februari, etnis Tionghoa di Indonesia merayakan Imlek. Perayaan Imlek syarat dengan tradisi. Akan tetapi, inti perayaannya adalah berdoa agar tahun yang datang membawa nasib baik yang berlimpah. Lama perayaan adalah 15 hari dan berakhir di hari ke-15 dengan cap gomeh. Dalam video kali ini, kita akan melihat bagaimana Imlek dirayakan di Indonesia. Warna merah identik dengan Imlek. Tahukah Anda warna-warna yang tidak diperbolehkan selama Imlek? Saya akan memberitahu Anda jawabannya di akhir pelajaran ini. Salah satu tradisi menjelang Imlek adalah membersihkan rumah dengan sempurna yang berarti membuang kesialan tahun lalu. Pintu dan jendela dicat ulang, lalu ditempeli dengan kertas bertuliskan karakter Cina Fu yang berarti keberuntungan. Baju baru yang berwarna merah dan sepatu baru sudah disiapkan untuk dikenakan pada hari Imlek. Rambut pun sudah dipotong. Semua ini untuk membuang kesialan. Patung dewa dan dewi dimandikan dengan air dan bunga 7 rupa yang bermakna menangkal keburukan. Di malam tahun baru, pintu dan jendela rumah dibuka agar keberuntungan masuk. Semua lampu dinyalakan agar kehidupan terang sepanjang tahun. Bisa juga doa didoakan di kelenteng bersama keluarga. Kelenteng-kelenteng dihiasi lampion. Kertas merah berisi doa digantung di langit-langit kelenteng. Di Semarang, Jawa Tengah, perayaan Imlek di kelenteng Sampokong ramai luar biasa. Bukan orang Tionghoa saja, tetapi wisatawan juga datang berbondong-bondong untuk menyaksikan rangkaian upacara. Segala jenis pedagang makanan pun berdatangan, menawarkan jajanan khas Semarang, seperti wedang ronde, tahu gimbal, dan lumpia. Perayaan Imlek penuh dengan simbol dan makna. Pertunjukan liong dan barongsai yang identik dengan Imlek bermakna kebahagiaan dan keberuntungan. Jumlah makanan yang disajikan selama Imlek juga merupakan lambang 12 Sio, yaitu harus terdiri dari 12 macam masakan dan 12 macam kue. Beberapa makanan yang lazim adalah siumi yang melambangkan panjang umur dan kemakmuran. Lapis legit yang melambangkan rejeki berlapis-lapis, ikan melambangkan rejeki yang berlebih, makan bubur dilarang karena melambangkan kemiskinan. Singkawang, Kalimantan Barat, merayakan Imlek hari ke-15 dengan mengadakan parade tatung, yaitu orang yang menjadi perantara roh. Dalam perayaan itu, tatung yang dalam keadaan trans akan menusuk dirinya dengan benda tajam. Singkawang adalah satu-satunya di dunia yang masih menjalankan tradisi Cina tua ini. Nah, sekarang saya beritahu jawabannya ya. Warna merah identik dengan Imlek. Tahukah Anda warna-warna yang tidak diperbolehkan selama Imlek? Warna merah selain mendatangkan perasaan gembira dan optimis, juga dipercaya akan menakut-nakuti roh jahat. Akan tetapi, hitam dan putih dihindari karena hitam adalah pembawa nasib buruk, sedangkan warna putih adalah warna kematian. Bagaimana? Apa Anda bisa menemukan hal baru yang menarik? Apakah perayaan Imlek di daerah asal Anda sama dengan di Indonesia? Silahkan tinggalkan komentar Anda di indonesianpod101.com. Sampai jumpa di pelajaran berikutnya.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So, click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is, are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how to speak more of your target language. Since you're learning the language, then you're very much aware of the importance of speaking, which can be easy if you're an extrovert or hard if you're an introvert. So, how can you speak more if you're on the shy side? Keep watching this month's episode. You'll discover who learns faster, extroverts or introverts, why learning a language can help you become more extroverted, and 5 ways to speak more, even if you're an introvert. But first, if you're looking for new free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Sport and Exercise Conversation Cheat Sheet. Want to talk about fitness in your target language? You'll learn over 50 words and phrases for sports and exercise with this brand new cheat sheet. Second, the 40 words and phrases for ordering food writing workbook. With this free resource, you'll pick up must-know words and phrases for the restaurant and practice writing them out as well. Third, the top 12 April Fool's phrases. Want to be able to say some outrageous phrases in your target language for April Fool's Day? Then you'll want this April Fool's phrase list. Fourth, can you talk about your bones in your target language? Learn how to say words like skull, ribs, spine, and much more with this quick vocab bonus. Fifth, 20 must-know jewelry vocabulary. Do you know how to say earrings or necklace in your target language? If you don't, then this vocab lesson is for you. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? And how to speak more of your target language. Part 1. Do extroverts or introverts learn languages faster? If you've ever wondered whether introverts or extroverts learn the language faster, there have been studies done on this. And as you'd expect, extroverts do have an advantage when it comes to speaking and overall conversational skills. Of course, these studies didn't take into account mistakes you may make, such as grammar, vocab, etc. And introverts? Introverts tend to observe and listen more, and tend to be better listeners. Do you agree with these findings? Leave a comment. So the key takeaway is they each have their own advantages. One has something that the other lacks. And that makes sense, doesn't it? If you speak less, your speaking skills will be weaker. And if you want to just speak a lot, you get good at speaking but miss out on the other skills, like listening and reading. So unfortunately, you can't really say who learns faster based on personality alone, just that each one has their advantages and disadvantages. But personality aside, success with a language will always depend on your attitude towards learning itself and how much time you put in. The person that has a better chance of becoming fluent will always be the one that puts in more time to learn, practice, get feedback, adjust with the feedback, and not so much about whether they're extroverted or introverted. But what if you're an introvert who wants to be able to speak more? Is there a way to become more extroverted? Part 2. How to speak more, even if you're an introvert. There are ways to become more extroverted, at least more than your usual self. How? Well, first, by learning a language. When you learn a language, you have a natural desire to connect with native speakers, even if you're shy. Also, native speakers tend to be very supportive and welcoming when you're trying to learn their language. So even if you're shy, it's kind of hard to stay shy in the long run when the people you speak with are so encouraging. In your native language, even if you know a million ways to start a conversation, you might not try to speak to someone because you're worried about whether you have something clever to say or the timing or some other social aspect. But in another language, where you may only know a few phrases, you're not bogged down by that. You just do the best you can with the few phrases you have. Plus, learning a language alone gives you a chance to reinvent yourself. To learn another language is to acquire another soul, as the quote goes. So, learning a language alone puts you on a path towards becoming more extroverted. But if you want specific tips, here are 5 ways to speak more, even if you're an introvert. Number 1. Learn how to listen like an introvert. How can this help you to speak more? Introverts tend to listen more, and the better listener you become, the better questions you can ask, which results in a more meaningful conversation, which also means more speaking time for you. So you can speak more, even if you consider yourself an introvert, by listening well and asking relevant and pertinent questions. By the way, if you want to learn how to ask questions, then check out our top 25 questions you need to know, where you'll learn all about what to ask and answer regarding the most common conversational questions. Number 2, increase speaking time and confidence through experience. Simply put, the more experiences you have in life or experience with certain topics, the more knowledgeable you become. And as your life or work experiences grow, so will your audience. You'll find people coming to you to talk to you. It could be about business, travel, or just your own life stories. If a conversation is about France, and if you've been to France, the conversation will gravitate towards you. Having all that experience makes things easy for you as an introvert. People will come to you, so you don't have to find them. For a language learner, the tricks are to 1. Be knowledgeable about something, and 2. Be able to talk about your experience in the target language. Number 3. Find the right audience. Imagine talking to someone that's not interested in learning languages. They'll give you 100 reasons why they can't learn, never reasons why it might work out for them, right? But when you're talking to an audience that's interested in languages, then you can have a conversation that could go on for hours. So find the right audience to share with. With language learning, it means you need to find native speakers that share the same hobbies or interests as you. Number 4. Talk about what you know best. The introvert-extrovert dynamic also depends on how much you know about a topic and what you're most comfortable with. There are topics you may not know enough about, so you won't talk as much. But even the biggest introvert can become a confident speaker once you touch upon a topic they know well. That's where they shine. So if your goal is to be more extroverted, then focus on the things you know about. Or you can always gain experience in topics you don't know much about so you can speak more. Number 5. Create opportunities to speak. How? Well, it's hard to stop a stranger and start talking with them without any context, right? But what if you need help finding something at a store, or have a question about a dish at a restaurant? Then it's much easier since you're there with a purpose. So you can create these opportunities by going to a restaurant from the country that speaks your target language and speaking with the staff, or asking a taxi driver a question, or asking staff at an information booth a question. So to recap, if you want to speak more, even if you're an introvert, 1. Listen like an introvert. 2. Increase speaking time and confidence through experience. 3. Find the right audience. 4. Talk about what you know best. And 5. Create opportunities to speak. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how tipping points will bring you closer to your language goals. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye!
Halo semua, saya Vira. Waisak adalah hari suci umat Buddha yang dirayakan setiap purnama di bulan Mei. Dalam perayaan Waisak, umat berkumpul untuk mendengarkan wejangan tentang cinta kasih terhadap sesama dan mendaraskan doa-doa. Dalam video kali ini, kita akan membahas urutan perayaan Waisak di Indonesia. Apakah Anda tahu apa nama candi Buddha terbesar di dunia? Saya akan memberitahu Anda jawabannya di akhir pelajaran ini. Waisak dirayakan sekali setahun, yaitu setiap bulan purnama di bulan Mei. Perayaan Waisak di Indonesia terpusat di Candi Borobudur dan menarik umat Buddha dan wisatawan dari dalam dan luar negeri. Menjelang Waisak, di pelataran candi dilakukan bakti sosial dan pengobatan gratis. Keesokan harinya, para biksu melakukan prosesi pindapata, yaitu berjalan sambil menerima derma dari umat. Prosesi berikut adalah berjalan membawa obor Waisak, air suci, dan simbol-simbol Buddha yang sebelumnya disimpan di Candi Mendut ke altar utama di halaman Candi Borobudur. Dari Candi Mendut, para biksu berjalan bersama umat sambil mengarak persembahan berupa sayur mayur dan buah-buahan. Di Candi Borobudur, para biksu dan umat melakukan ritual pradaksina, yaitu mengelilingi candi searah jarum jam sebanyak 3 kali. Ritual ini merupakan puncak penghormatan tertinggi kepada Sang Buddha. Seusai pradaksina, dilepaskanlah 1000 lampion ke angkasa. Wisatawan yang hadir juga dapat menerbangkan lampion dengan membayar sumbangan sebesar 100.000 per lampion. Pelepasan lampion bermakna membawa doa dan harapan umat ke angkasa, sekaligus menjadi simbol pelepasan amarah, iri dengki, dan hawa nafsu dalam diri. Pelepasan lampion menutup rangkaian perayaan Waisak di Indonesia. Walaupun sering dikenal sebagai hari kelahiran Sang Buddha, Waisak sesungguhnya memperingati kelahiran sekaligus pencerahan dan wafat Sang Buddha. Nah, sekarang saya beritahu jawabannya ya. Apakah Anda tahu apa nama candi Buddha terbesar di dunia? Candi Borobudur adalah candi Buddha terbesar di dunia. Candi Borobudur kini terdaftar sebagai salah satu situs warisan budaya dunia yang dilindungi oleh UNESCO. Bagaimana? Apa Anda bisa menemukan hal baru yang menarik? Adakah tradisi perayaan Waisak lain yang Anda ketahui? Silahkan tinggalkan komentar Anda di indonesianpod101.com. Sampai jumpa di pelajaran berikutnya.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to learn a language in 2022. If you're planning to learn a language in 2022, then this episode is for you, especially if you want to finally succeed with your New Year's resolution, instead of failing or giving up in the next week or two. That's why today you'll discover 1. The 4 critical steps you need to take when learning a new language, and 2. How to set goals and New Year's resolutions that won't fail you in 2022. But first, if you're looking for some free language resources and downloads, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Using Opposites Conversation Cheat Sheet. With this new cheat sheet, you'll learn common opposite adjectives like near and far, hot and cold, and grammar rules on how to use these words in a sentence. Second, the How to Say Goodbye PDF Writing Workbook. With this printable PDF, you'll pick up some common parting greetings and be able to practice writing them out. Third, can you talk about cars in your target language? Learn how to say words like tire, windshield, headlights, and more with this quick vocab bonus. Fourth, must know words and phrases for public transportation. Learn how to say ticket, bus, train, and much more with this quick 1-minute lesson. Fifth, the 10 habits of highly effective language learners. Wondering which habits will help you succeed with language learning? Then check out this free lesson. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to learn a language in 2022. Part 1. The 4 critical steps you need to take when learning a new language. Every time you start a new language, you should start with 1. Goals, 2. Anchor points, 3. Grammar, 4. Reading. What are these 4 steps, and why do you need them to succeed with language learning? Let's jump in. The first one is goals. Everything starts with a goal, but your goal itself can also lead you to failure if you don't set it the right way. So more specifically, you need to set small, measurable monthly goals instead of just, I want to learn a language and be fluent this year. We'll cover goals in the second part of this episode, so stay tuned. After goals, the second step is setting anchor points. What are anchor points? Imagine a small ship in the middle of a big lake. It's windy, lots of waves, and the ship is bobbing up and down, drifting all around. What would you use to stop the ship from drifting away? An anchor. And just like an anchor keeps the ship in place, anchor points keep you from drifting away from your language. So an anchor point is a connection to the language that keeps you attached to the language and motivated to learn the language. One great example is language school. Imagine you signed up and paid thousands of dollars up front. Paying that much would motivate you to make the most of your time there. It's also a big commitment, one that you can't easily back out of. And school dictates your schedule. You have to wake up early, you have to do homework. Your life revolves around the classes. And as such, language school and the language itself become anchor points that your life revolves around. Anchor points can also be family or a partner that speaks the language you're learning. You're around them, you're exposed to the language, so your motivation to learn gets a bit stronger. Buying a language learning program or textbook are also examples of good anchor points. You invested your hard-earned money, which means you're serious about learning. Plus, you want to make sure your investment doesn't go to waste, so you're more motivated. If you're wondering if you have any anchor points, you already have at least one. You're watching our lessons on YouTube, but the more anchor points you have, the stronger your motivation will be. So if you're into music or TV shows in your target language, those can serve as anchor points too. These are things that connect you to the language and add a bit of motivation to learn more, or at the very least, understand what you're watching or listening to. We covered goals and anchor points. What's next? The third step is you must have a good grasp of grammar of your native language. Now, you might wonder, if you're learning a new language, why focus on your native language? Well, as native speakers, the problem is we know what good grammar sounds like, but we can't explain how or why our language works the way it works. So if you don't have a good grasp of grammar, the backbone or the rules of a language, then you'll have a tough time learning a new language. You'll jump in and start learning words and phrases, but you'll never learn how to put them together and make sentences. That's a common problem beginners have. Now, if you already know the grammar of your native language, how do you apply that to your target language? For example, if you're an English speaker, and if you know that English sentences follow the subject, verb, object pattern, and if you know that languages have specific sentence patterns, then you'd go look at patterns. Then you'd have a good idea of how to create your own sentences, instead of learning random words first. Finally, the fourth step is reading. Reading is good simply because you can do it anywhere, anytime, and without a teacher. It's a skill you can get started on day one, on your own. Reading also tends to spill over into other areas. The more you read, the more words and grammar rules you come across, so you boost your vocabulary and grammar, which can seep into speaking and listening. If you read out loud, you're practicing two skills at once. Now, we've covered what you need: goals, anchor points, reading, and grammar. Setting anchor points, knowing your own grammar, and reading are simple enough, but how do you set goals that don't lead you to failure? Part 2. How to set goals and New Year's resolutions that won't fail you in 2022. The goal that you set can make or break your language learning journey. So setting the right goals makes all the difference between success and failure. Just think about all of the common New Year's resolutions. What comes to mind? Goals like, I want to be fluent someday. I want to speak the language. I want to lose weight. I want to save more money. These big, vague goals often lead to failure because you simply have no idea how to approach the goal and you don't know what you're aiming for. Instead, your goals should be small, measurable, and monthly. For example, speak 1 minute of conversation by the end of the month. Learn 100 words by the end of the month. Finish chapter 1 of your language textbook by the end of the month. If you're using our program, finish 20 audio lessons by the end of the month. All of these are small and specific. 1 minute, 100 words, 1 chapter, 20 audio lessons. This means that they're easy to reach, unlike something vague like fluency. They're also measurable. You know when you reach 1 minute. You can check if you know all 100 words or if you finished all 20 lessons. If you aim for fluency, you won't know when you hit it. It's too vague and too big of a goal, and it may take years to hit. Finally, all of these goals have a deadline, the end of the month. That would mean January 31st of this year. Deadlines give you a clear date to aim for, and without one, you'll forever be floating around without much progress. So set a deadline for the end of every month. So now that you know how to set small, measurable monthly goals, leave us a comment. What's your small, measurable monthly goal, and what's the deadline? So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Indonesian ebook before it's gone.